Are you a sales manager? Do you feel that you are often overwhelmed, running in all directions, putting fires, and trying to please your bosses, partners, peers, and direct report? Do you feel stretched beyond capacity? Yet, you keep it to yourself because you don't want to appear weak or sound like a complainer. Suppose you answer yes to any of these situations. You are not alone. Millions of sales managers just like you around the globe suffer silently, hoping that things will get better, yet they only get worse with time. Why are sales managers stretched beyond capacity? No matter how efficient you are at doing your job, there is a specific limit to one's capacity to handle tasks efficiently and on time. Many sales managers are eager and willing to take additional workload to broaden their skills, please their boss, or be good team players. However, too many other responsibilities can affect your output quality, your physical and mental health. A sales manager's willingness to help shouldn't be mistaken for open doors and availability to do tasks that distract these managers from their core functions. Senior management should ensure that their sales managers are focused primarily on the activities and behaviors that drive new customers acquisition, retain their profitable core clients, grow talent and maximize revenue. Operational duties should be minimized only to what is vital to keep the business going. The job should be razor-focused on sales and revenue-driven initiatives because sales and retention are the only mediums that create actual revenue that sustain the company's growth. There is a massive loss of opportunity when the sales manager's focus is divided and diverted from their economic function. Most small businesses and large complex corporations force their employees to do more with less to save money. A skeleton crew forces the remaining staff to do more with fewer resources. Many employees overworked and overstressed suffer from lack of focus syndrome because there is a limit to how many tasks and projects one can handle at any given time. Experience has shown us that sales managers should not tackle unrelated tasks and unfinished projects that divert them from their core purpose. Unfortunately, many oblige to please a peer, a boss, or a partner despite knowing that it may affect their performances. This please others first business model, often led by senior managers, is among the reasons why quotas get missed, margins decrease, and revenue plummets. An overworked, stressed, unfocused sales manager invariably leads to poor team performance in the long run. Does the right headcount makes a difference? In a continued effort to cut organizational costs, a software sales company reduced the number of its sales managers from 55 to 22 almost overnight. The management span of control had more than doubled. It went from an average of 7 to 8 sales reps per manager up to 16 to 20 sales reps per sales manager. This initiative saved costs, but it affected the sales manager's efficiency and made coaching sessions impossible. These sophisticated business-to-business customers required that the sales rep deliver customized, technically challenging business solutions. The sales manager's involvement in the entire sales process was vital to both the customer and the salesperson. This increased span of control decision affected the sales manager's ability to assist their sales reps with complex situations requiring immediate input and expertise. Sales manager's optimum output requires managing the correct number of salespeople while allowing ample time for strategy, preparation, and coaching. The key is to have the right balance in terms of the span of control. A low overhead count, yield to complacency, and a very high number of direct reports lead to low impact, low team productivity. If the sales manager oversees fewer people than they can handle, then the process may reflect some level of inefficiency. Smaller teams may force the manager to spend more time on lower value administrative tasks or start micromanaging their salespeople's activities instead of empowering and trusting to deliver on their promises. Alternatively, if a sales manager has a too large span of control, they may become an ineffective sales manager. The sales manager may not have the time to coach and train their team adequately. Hence, their team will reflect considerable skills and product knowledge gaps rather than being competitive in skills and product mastery. Additionally, their opportunity win rate will indicate a varied level of success among sales reps, making it harder to forecast future success accurately. Furthermore, the sales manager won't have enough time to spend with key clients and partners, nor would they have adequate time to develop sound strategies that focus on the team's long-term growth. What are the sales manager's job responsibilities and function? The sales manager's primary duty is to keep the revenue flowing by meeting the assigned quota and achieving the organization's economic goals. Yet, most sales managers find themselves involuntarily involved in many projects and tasks unrelated to their goals or team productivity. A sales manager's principal obligation is to develop his salespeople to work with a sense of urgency toward achieving the company's preset goals by improving customer retention, expansion, and growth. 1. People management. Most sales managers spend 30% to 60% of their time managing people's issues. The time spent on these tasks varies by industry, product complexity, sales cycle, salespeople tenure, knowledge, and experience. Robust support systems enhance customers' experience and allow the sales manager to coach his people. For example, field trainers can add value to the sales manager initiatives and empower the sales reps to act more independently. 2. Customer management. Comprise the following activities: prospecting, funnel management, account planning, boarding, and critical customer visits. Most managers spend 20% to 40% of their time removing obstacles that hinder their sales reps' productivity in addition to managing, cultivating, cementing customer relationships, and exploring future opportunities. 3. Business management. This segment comprises administrative duties, forecasting, budgeting, report preparation, managing meetings, and other activities. Most managers spend 15% to 30% of their time dealing with business management duties. A manager who has some level of control over the organization's budget and resources may find they are spending additional time managing that part of the business. Many struggling organizations may increase management meetings in the hope of solving major pending issues. Many meetings can last from 15 minutes to a few hours and rarely lead to a definitive decision. Many studies have shown that sales managers prefer fewer meetings to handle essential KPIs, but they feel obligated to comply with the organization's directives despite knowing that most discussions lead to little accomplishments. What are the manager duties and tasks? Let's explore the sales manager's daily duties and tasks. That list can indeed be overwhelming. That is why the sales manager's job is one of the hardest jobs across most industries. 1. People management. A. Set targets, performance plans, and objectives for sales reps. B. Meet weekly with salespeople on a one-on-one basis to review progress, performance, and target attainments. C. Provide feedback on field observation, supervise, coach and train daily. D. Conduct performance reviews and remove obstacles. E. Participate in daily field rides to add value, advance complex sales, and understand primary clients' needs. F. Support, counsel, discipline, and terminate underperforming salespeople. G. Develop a scalable process and hold salespeople accountable to its structure. H. Ensure that all salespeople use company CRMs effectively and accurately. I. Hold regular sales training to educate on critical topics and changes. J. Select, recruit, onboard, and train new hires. K. Provide additional peer coverage based on needs. L. Lift morale and ensure that the team works cohesively. M. Embed the company culture and values in the salespeople's daily behaviors. 2. Managing customers' needs. A. Understand customers' needs and monitor their preferences. B. Resolve all escalations on time. C. Ensure vendor and partner engagement and satisfaction. D. Educate salespeople on how to address customers' requests to ensure new product placement, higher retention, and satisfaction. E. Provide price exceptions based on the level of authority. F. Advance complex negotiations to win the business. G. Liaise company senior management with critical customers' executive management teams. 3. Managing the business. A. Determine and assign quotas based on headcount, territory, and longevity. Project and forecast weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual revenue. B. Develop a strategy to acquire new clients. C. Share critical KPIs with sales leadership. D. Analyze sales performance and address gaps. E. Collaborate with marketing to generate additional opportunities. F. Work with cross-functional departments to get deals moving in a timely fashion. G. Prepare budget and approve necessary expenses. H. Monitor market intel, economic indicators, and industry trends. I. Share impactful market intelligence with senior executives. J. Learn and adopt innovative strategies to ensure continual growth. We will probably agree that most sales organizations, regardless of their size and maturity, don't have a thorough understanding of the sales manager's job beyond the job description written by the HR folks. Most senior managers don't have a solid understanding of how a sales manager spends their time managing different business needs and wants. Most vice presidents will attest that the sales manager's job is the hardest in the entire company, and that's often an understatement. Sales managers' time and priorities dilemma. Cost-cutting initiatives have become the norm in most organizations. Hence, most sales managers find themselves spending an enormous amount of time handling urgent, low-value and low-priority tasks. These immediate priorities creep in daily and consume time and energy that could be spent on high-value and high-return activities. Unfortunately, most sales managers find themselves deeply embedded in many required administrative tasks that deprive them from spending time gathering business intelligence to manage market shifts. It takes time to understand local market needs, demographic changes, new trends, and competitive dynamics. A good sales manager needs time to perform customer visits, interview local businesses, to uncover any new customer buying behaviors and develop strategic action plans that incorporates these new dynamics. What is the solution to this dilemma? The solution is quite simple actually. One, organizations should respect their sales managers' time and priorities. They cannot act as autonomous production engines if they are constantly asked to focus on tasks that do not grow their people or lead to revenue creation. 2, sales organizations need to allow their sales managers to delegate all low-value, time-consuming, redundant tasks to support groups who can perform these tasks faster, better, and for a lower cost. It doesn't make sense to bury your sales managers in tasks that have nothing to do with improving people's skills or generating revenue. Additionally, even the best sales managers have a bandwidth capacity that shouldn't be exceeded. Allocate each sales manager with the right span of control according to their competency, management experience, historic performance, and job skills while taking into consideration the team member's tenure, experience, and client portfolio complexity. Conclusion. A. Sales managers should focus on revenue-driven initiatives. Everything else should be secondary. Stretching your sales managers beyond capacity is a recipe for a company's financial disaster. You cannot divert your sales managers' attention to secondary and tertiary tasks and expect them to deliver on their primary task, which is revenue generation and talent development. B. A sales manager's span of control needs to correlate with one's capacity, experience, tenure, bandwidth capacity, and willingness to handle more responsibility. An appropriate compensation plan should reward sales managers handling larger teams accordingly. Doing so will create an environment where sales managers will strive to keep performance high despite the size of their team. C. Low value and low priority tasks should be allocated to internal or external appropriate support groups. Freeing sales managers' calendar will allow them to focus on high priority, high value functions that create high value returns for the team, company, and shareholders. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and comment. Thank you and see you at the top.